It was a rainy Thursday afternoon when the quiet hum of the local community center was broken by the soft, trembling notes of a piano. Nobody knew who the man was at first, just a single dad with the kind of tired eyes that told a story of sleepless nights, sacrifices, and battles no one could see. But it wasn't just the piano that drew attention, it was the small girl sitting beside him, her fingers gliding over the keys as if she could see every note, even though she was blind. Together, they created music that seemed to reach into the hearts of everyone around. And then, in walked a four-star general, a man used to command, control, and strict schedules. He stopped dead in his tracks, frozen by what he saw. What happened next would remind everyone in that room and eventually thousands online just how powerful kindness can be, how simple gestures can ripple out in ways no one expects. Before we dive into the story, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave a comment sharing your own stories of kindness. This is your channel name, where we celebrate the moments that remind us we're all connected in the simplest, most beautiful ways. Mark Reynolds had been through more in his 38 years than most people face in a lifetime. A former Army veteran, he had served multiple tours overseas, watched friends fall, and carried the weight of memories that never seemed to leave him. When he returned home, he didn't just return to civilian life, he returned to a world where he had to rebuild everything, from his career to his connection with his young daughter, Emma. Emma was bright, curious, and fearless, but she had been born blind. For Mark, she was a reminder that life still held wonders, even if it often demanded courage in ways he hadn't expected. Music had always been Mark's sanctuary. Back in the service, he played whenever he could, letting the piano speak the words he couldn't. When he discovered Emma's love for sound, the way she could recognize people by their footsteps, or sense the subtle shift in the wind, he realized that music could become their bridge. Every evening, he would sit beside her on the piano bench, letting her small hands follow his, teaching her not just notes, but the language of feeling. It wasn't easy. Emma struggled at first, her fingers uncertain, her heart frustrated when she couldn't play a piece as perfectly as she imagined. But Mark never let impatience enter the room. He would smile, stroke her hair gently, and say, "It's okay, Emma. Music isn't about getting it right. It's about telling your heart story." Slowly, the girl who had once been shy about her blindness began to play with a boldness that surprised everyone, including her father. One afternoon, as the rain tapped lightly against the windows of the community center, Mark had taken Emma there for a local recital. It was the first time she would perform outside their small living room. He wasn't expecting anyone famous, certainly not someone with medals so polished they reflected the overhead lights. But the moment Emma's fingers touched the keys, a hush fell over the small audience. The notes were delicate at first, hesitant, and then they bloomed into something confident and soaring. Mark followed her lead, playing alongside her, guiding her through the harmonies, but never overshadowing her. And then, the general walked in. General Thomas Whitaker was a man whose name carried weight. In his 45 years of service, he had commanded troops, strategized in rooms full of maps and plans, and made decisions that affected thousands. He was known for being stern, disciplined, and almost untouchable. So when he paused in the doorway, his jaw slightly slack, it wasn't the music that startled him, it was the scene before him. Here was a man, visibly exhausted from life's battles, playing with his blind daughter, each note filled with such tenderness that it seemed to erase every rank, every expectation, every protocol he had ever learned. The general didn't move. He simply watched, a rare tear forming at the corner of his eye. No one spoke. Emma, oblivious to the weight of the moment, continued to play, lost in her world of melodies, trusting her father's hands and heart to guide her. Mark finished the piece and glanced down at Emma. She beamed up at him, breathless and triumphant, unaware of the significance of their audience. The applause erupted, gentle at first, then louder, filling the small room. The general, still standing, finally cleared his throat and stepped forward. "You played beautifully," he said, his voice unusually soft. "Both of you." Mark nodded, a little embarrassed, not used to praise outside the military. "Thank you, sir. It's mostly Emma. She's the real musician." The general shook his head. "No. You're the one who's given her the courage to play in a world that sometimes tells her she can't. That takes a kind of bravery you don't see every day." Those words struck Mark harder than any medal, any recognition he had received in the army. Because this was different. This wasn't about rank or achievement. This was about the quiet, unseen acts of kindness, the hours spent sitting next to a child who needed not just instruction, but love. After that day, the story of Mark and Emma spread quickly. Local newspapers picked it up, and soon, videos of their performance went viral. People were touched not just by the music, but by the profound humanity in their interaction. Comments poured in from strangers across the country, mothers, fathers, veterans, teachers, and children, all moved to tears by the simple truth of the scene. One comment read, "This is the reminder we all need, that kindness is stronger than any uniform, any title, any hardship." Mark didn't seek recognition. In fact, he found it uncomfortable. But he began to understand that his story was resonating because it represented something universal. People saw themselves in him, the struggles, the doubts, the desire to do right by the ones we love. They saw themselves in Emma, the courage to try, the joy in small victories, and the way a person can shine even when the world seems to dim the lights around them. Weeks later, the general reached out to Mark. He invited him and Emma to a special event honoring veterans and their families. Mark hesitated at first, unsure if he was ready to step into another spotlight, but Emma tugged at his hand, excitement in her voice. "Daddy, we have to go. People should see our music." At the event, as Mark and Emma played their final piece, the room was silent. Every person was listening, but the general watched with a pride that went beyond military service. When the last note faded, the applause wasn't just for the music, it was for the act of pure kindness that had brought them all together. Mark looked down at Emma, his heart full. In that moment, he realized that kindness wasn't a grand gesture or a headline, it was showing up for someone when they needed you, putting your heart into their world, and being patient enough to let them grow. It was teaching a blind girl the piano, listening when she struggled, celebrating when she succeeded, and never letting the world's harshness drown out her light. The general approached him again, extending a hand. "Mark, you remind me that strength isn't just in commanding armies. It's in the quiet, everyday courage that changes lives." Mark shook his hand, speechless. But Emma leaned over and whispered, "See, Daddy? I told you they'd like our music." And that was the truth. They hadn't just played notes, they had played hope, courage, and love, all in one melody. What makes this story so extraordinary isn't that Mark and Emma played the piano well. It's that through kindness, patience, and love, they created a moment that inspired hundreds, maybe thousands, to pause and reflect on what truly matters. In a world that often feels rushed, harsh, and unkind, their story reminds us that small acts, helping a neighbor, listening to a friend, guiding someone who is learning, have the power to ripple far beyond what we can see. Kindness doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to be recognized. Often, it's the quiet, unnoticed gestures that carry the most weight. Mark and Emma's story is proof that when we give our time, attention, and heart to others, we create something unforgettable. Music, like kindness, doesn't just fill the room, it fills hearts, leaving people changed forever. So today, remember this, you don't need a medal, a stage, or a title to make a difference. The next time you hold the door for someone, help a friend, or even just offer a smile, you're creating ripples of hope, courage, and love. You're showing the world, in your own quiet way, that kindness matters and that it can inspire even the most unlikely people. From a small blind girl to a 4-star general, Mark and Emma's piano is still in that community center, waiting for the next person to play, to learn, to feel the warmth of music and kindness combined. And perhaps, somewhere, there's a new story beginning, one that starts with a simple, kind act. If there's one lesson to take from their story, it's this: kindness is contagious, and it's always worth sharing. Every time you choose compassion over indifference, patience over frustration, love over judgment, you're not just changing one person's day, you're changing the world. So, play your music, share your heart, and let kindness lead the way. You never know who might walk into your life and be frozen by the simple beauty of what you do.